Hello, and welcome to Microbiology. My name is George Cornwall, which is actually my given name. Yes, I'm a woman, and that's an odd name for a woman. But I wanted to let you know that I am a real person, and I'm here to help you succeed through this course. I wanted to put together this quick introductory video to give you a little bit of an orientation, show you around, and explain how this course works. I have a PhD in biology from the University of Colorado at Boulder. And I've been teaching online since 2002, and I really am passionate about delivering quality online courses. So I hope that you really enjoy this course. You will find it challenging, but it is certainly going to enrich your knowledge base and prepare you for your future in whatever field it is that you are embarking into. Anyway, as far as getting a hold of me, your best mode is to communicate with me via the inbox here in Canvas. When you click on the inbox, you can just write a message to me and I can respond to those. I also have a WebEx Office, and hopefully I will get to meet each of you in person here in my WebEx Office. We can share video, we can share mics, you can share your screen. This is sort of the launching spot for the office, and I'm available in here to help you out with anything that you should need help with, including some technology issues if those should come up for you. Anyway, let's take a look at how the course starts. When you land in microbiology, you'll be landing on this page. If you're watching this video, you've probably already been here. So you're working your way through the Start Here module. It's super important that you do that. Check out the required materials, and also you're going to be doing two key things. One of them is accessing your text, and then the other is going to be getting signed up in the McGraw-Hill platform, as well as the HOL cloud. So the HOL cloud is where we're going to be doing our labs, or it's essentially your lab notebook, and the McGraw-Hill Connect platform is where we're going to do most of our assignments, where you'll find your text, as well as exams throughout the semester. So I'll give you a quick look at McGraw-Hill Connect here shortly, but let's move on. So do please work all the way through this Start Here module. And then once you're finished with the Start Here module, you'll see that we have everything set up by weeks. So in week 1, which is this first week of course, there will be a to-do list. And that to-do list is going to also associate learning objectives with each of those activities if you should be interested in that. But this is a good thing for you to check out and go, boom, have I got these? It's all due on Sunday, and so on and so forth. The next thing that we will see inside the module is an outline and learning outcomes. So this is a really good study guide to see if you can do each of the things outlined in the outcomes here. After the outcomes, they may not make as much sense before you do the work, but we generally list them ahead of all the activities. So now we get into the activities. We've got lecture materials here. First of all, we have lecture notes. If you click on this little icon here, you can preview the document right in the screen, or you could download it and print it out and use it to take notes on. These notes are set up to accompany the lectures that I have on YouTube. Now you can go to them in YouTube, or you can watch them right here in Canvas. I recommend printing out the notes, taking notes on each of the lectures, and then perhaps putting something together that is your own, so rewriting your notes and arranging the material. Next, you will be taken to the assignments. So let's take a quick look back again at what the module looks like. We have our week 1 module, and in here we're going to have outline and learning outcomes, the lecture materials, and then we're going to move into 2 assignments. This is a smart book assignment, which I'll take you to now, and then we'll have an exploration assignment. So this is the general layout for every chapter. You'll have 2 assignments in each chapter, and then either a microbe post or a lab due for each of those weeks. And I'll show you the microbe posts here shortly. So let's take a closer look at what these assignments are. So we were in the lecture materials, and now I'm going to go into the Smart Book area of the course. So when you click on this first assignment, we'll be taken outside of Canvas into the McGraw-Hill platform. And here we'll be launching a first SmartBook assignment. SmartBook is an adaptive learning tool that's really going to help you get a grasp on the material. There's a couple of different ways that you can approach using SmartBook. The first is to read here and answer questions along the way, or you could just embark into answering questions directly. So when you first enter the SmartBook, you'll get a couple of tutorials, which I recommend that you watch, and there'll be a coach and so on and so forth. And you can read the material here in the SmartBook. Once you've paid for the text, you also will have the opportunity to purchase a hard copy loose leaf version for $40 or so. It's a great deal if you like to have your hands on the text. Either way, this is a great platform to read the text. You can search anything in here, and then when you click on the practice tab, you've read enough, however much you want to read really, you'll get taken to a series of questions. And this is where things get really neat, because the SmartBook is going to assess whether you know the material and are confident of that knowledge, right? So let's say we have this first question. Is this image represents what type of microbe? I know it, I think so, I'm not really sure. We're going to say, well, I think that it is prokaryotic, and if it's incorrect, we'll get that, and it's going to say what the correct answer is. Okay, we move on, it gives us another question, so on and so forth. If you have no idea, then you can click on read about this, and this program will take you right to where it is in the text that you should learn that information. You can go back and say that you think you know the answer to the question, so on and so forth. So there's a quick intro to SmartBook. I don't want to spend too much time there. Otherwise, this video will get really long. So the second assignment is an exploration assignment. So the SmartBook provides us our foundation of knowledge, and then the chapter exploration is going to take us up to higher levels of understanding. So when you go into Connect, you click on the link to that Chapter 1 exploration, and you'll end up in Connect. We can see that Chapter 1 exploration here, and we can launch that assignment, and you'll be presented with a number of different questions. Now, you can log into this assignment as many times as you like during the week, right? So let's say on Monday you go in and you take a look at it, and you can check out what all the questions are and maybe answer some and maybe not. You can come back and change your answers on Tuesday, but on Sunday night this will be automatically submitted. Now, it's really important that you do the SmartBook before you do the exploration assignments, because each one of those assignments is scaffolded on the other. I want to explain to you quickly about Bloom's taxonomy. Some of you may have heard about it and some of you may not. So let's take a quick look. So Bloom's taxonomy is a hierarchy of learning, right? And so we start out here at the base of the pyramid when we're first exploring material, and you may be able to remember some things, right? Recall some facts and recognize some terms, and then as we move up through the learning hierarchy, we may be able to understand things more, so we can classify them and describe them, discuss them, and actually explain the ideas or concepts to another. Another step up is to apply, and then we can analyze, evaluate, and create is here up at the top of the pyramid. So when we consider the assignments and how I've scaffolded them, we are working first in SmartBook with understand and remember levels of of cognition, right? And then when we go into the exploration assignments, we're going to be working more in the analyze and apply. So you're not necessarily going to find the information directly in the text, because you're being asked to use the information to draw connections among ideas or use that information in a new situation to solve some kind of problem, right? So it's, again, important that you do the SmartBook assignments before you do the exploration assignments. SmartBook assignments will take you a little bit of time, right? It could be anywhere from an hour to 2 or so hours that you could spend in the SmartBook, but it's designed, again, to do in multiple sittings. So both of these things can be done in multiple sittings, and they will both submit automatically on Sunday night. So I recommend working on them throughout the week. Then we will have a lab in the first week, and this one's really just getting things set up in the lab preparation. In this lab, you don't actually have to have your lab pack yet. You can do the getting started and lab safety. If you've ordered your lab pack, you can get the code for your lab pack so that you can complete the microbiology lab preparation, which you do need your lab, not the pack for, but you do need the code. All 3 of those documents will get submitted with this assignment, and this is how those documents are going to be graded, right? Each assignment in the course outside of Connect has a rubric, and that rubric is to help you see how your points are being applied. So now we'll go back to modules and let's take a look at what the alternate program is. So in week 1, we have the first lab, getting familiar with that program. And then in the alternating weeks, we'll have microbe posts. Now the microbe posts cover the last chapters of the book. And these microbe posts are going to be you exploring a particular microbial infection. This first one is on the skin and eyes. There are 3 parts. One is you're going to do the Learn Smart assignment for that chapter. And then the second is actually produce your post. And then the third one is we're going to have interactions. So it's much like a discussion board, but it's a little bit more in depth. And keep in mind that it covers the entirety of a chapter. These chapters do not appear on the exams, so this is it, right? It's your chance to interact and show your knowledge and share knowledge and highlight these microbial infections to bring some life to them so that you remember them. Right? And again, the purpose of this is to take you beyond the content of what we explore in the text. So going up to that, apply and analyze, present some case studies, some interesting facts, some famous people who had it, anything that's going to make it memorable for your classmates. And we have substantial interactions about these posts. I ask that you interact with at least 7 of your classmates on each of those. But we'll explore those details next week because there's not one due until the 2nd week, of course. So back here in the modules, which is how we get around in our course, always from the modules page. We're now in week 2. You'll see week 2 has the learning outcomes and outline, also lecture materials and notes pages, and then a SmartBook assignment and exploration assignment. So things will become very routine. Every other week we have a lab or a microbe post. Perfect. When we reach the end of a module, which the first module includes the first 6 chapters, you will end up with an exam. So module 1 exam is chapters 1 through 6. We have a practice exam, and that is exactly the same structure as the midterm exam itself. I pull questions that are in the lower levels of Bloom's taxonomy. So the majority of questions will be in the remember and understand phase. These are for, C and B students. And then if you're an A student, you might have a good time with these analyze and apply questions. Again, they're multiple choice, but they're going to ask you to go a little bit deeper. So the majority of the questions, again, will be remember and understand level, and then there'll be a few that you'll find that probably stump you a little bit. But if you've been doing your work throughout the modules and completing it in a timely fashion, you should be really well prepared for each of the exams. There are 3 exams through the semester. They are not cumulative, so they just cover the content of that module. Anyway, hopefully this has been a good orientation to how this course works. If you have any questions at all, whether it's technology or content, I'm more than happy to help. So please hit me up in my office. I'm there a lot of the time during the day, or send me a text and say that you want to meet me in the office, or simply communicate with me through the inbox here in Canvas. I look forward to meeting you all in person. Have a great first week.